Alright, man, let me paint a picture for you. You met a girl. She's cool, she's funny, she's got that little sparkle in her eye that makes you forget your own name. You get her number, and the game begins. You send a text. She replies. You send another. She replies. Pretty soon, your thumb is getting a better workout than you've had all year, and your life revolves around the little notification bubble on your screen. Every dating guru, every well-meaning friend, every romantic comedy you've ever been forced to watch has told you the same thing. Keep the conversation going, show her you're interested, text her good morning, good night, and send a carrier pigeon with a sonnet in between. But what if I told you that the very thing you think is building a connection is actually tearing it down? What if I told you that the key to making her not just interested, but truly intrigued is to do the one thing that feels completely counterintuitive? I'm talking about putting the phone down. Give me the next few minutes, and I promise you, I will fundamentally change the way you see that little device in your pocket. I'm going to give you a superpower, the ability to make her think about you more by contacting her less. We're going to take you from being just another name in her crowded inbox to the one she's actually excited to hear from. And it all starts with this one, simple and yes, slightly terrifying act. You need to stop texting her. And no, this isn't about playing games. This is about understanding psychology. This is about building real, lasting attraction. Not just a fleeting digital back and forth. This is about reclaiming your time, your sanity, and your power. So if you're tired of being left on red, if you're done with the anxiety of the 3 little dots that appear and disappear like a ghost in the machine, then stick around. Your big brother is about to let you in on a secret. The first thing you need to understand is that your constant texting is a bit like being the director of a movie who releases a trailer that shows every single plot twist, every joke, and the final, dramatic conclusion. You're essentially spoiling the whole experience. Think about it. The best part of getting to know someone is the discovery. It's the slow unraveling of their personality, their stories, their quirks. It's the anticipation of what you'll learn next. When you're constantly texting her, you're laying all your cards on the table, face up. You're telling her what you had for breakfast, that your boss is annoying, that you just saw a dog that looked like a loaf of bread. You're giving her a play-by-play of a life she hasn't yet earned a front row seat to. And while you think you're building a bridge of connection, what you're actually doing is bulldozing the landscape of mystery that makes a new romance so intoxicating. Mystery is the space you leave for her to think about you, to wonder about you. When you don't text her for a day, she's not thinking you're a jerk. She's thinking, I wonder what he's up to. He must be busy with something interesting. That's a powerful thought. It paints a picture of you as a man with a full, engaging life. A man who has passions and goals and a world that doesn't just revolve around waiting for her to text back. You go from being a predictable rerun to a must-see premiere. So stop giving away the whole movie in the trailer. Let her buy a ticket, show up for the date, and experience the full feature film that is you. The less you reveal in the previews, the more she'll be dying to see the main event. This leads me to a hard truth, and as your big brother, I've got to give it to you straight. Your constant availability is subconsciously training her to see you as low value. I want you to imagine 2 stores. The first is a 24/7 convenience store. The lights are always on, you can walk in anytime, grab whatever you want, and the experience is, well, it's convenient, it's predictable, it's always there. Now, imagine a high-end bespoke tailor shop. It's open by appointment only. You have to schedule a time to go. The experience is exclusive, it's personalized, and it feels special. Because it's not always accessible, its perceived value is infinitely higher. Which one do you want to be? When you're always the one to text first, when you reply within seconds, when you're always available for a random go-nowhere text exchange, you are turning yourself into that 24/7 convenience store. You are signaling that your time, your attention, and your energy are not scarce resources. You're always on sale, a bargain bin of attention. And here's the thing about human nature. We don't value what's always available. We value what we have to work for, what feels like a prize to be won. By pulling back, by not being at her beck and call, you're not being rude, you're making an appointment. You are subconsciously telling her that your time is valuable, that You have a life that you are in control of, and that getting a piece of your attention is something special. It's not about ignoring her. It's about making your interactions count. It's about elevating yourself from the convenience store of her DMs to the exclusive, appointment-only experience she'll actually look forward to. Let her feel a little bit of your absence. Let her be the one to reach out sometimes. Let her invest. Because when she invests, her perception of your value skyrockets. And that, my friend, is a game changer. And this constant texting doesn't just lower your value, it traps you in a modern dating purgatory. I'm talking about the dreaded textationship. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that endless back and forth that feels like a relationship, but isn't. You have inside jokes, you know about her day, she knows about yours. It feels intimate. It feels like you're making progress. But in reality, you are on a treadmill. You're putting in the effort, you're sweating, you're checking your heart rate, but you are not moving an inch closer to a real, tangible relationship. The textationship is the illusion of progress. It gives you a comfortable, low-risk hit of validation and connection without any of the real-world effort or vulnerability that an actual relationship requires. And for a lot of guys, it's a trap they fall into headfirst. You think, wow, we've been texting every day for 3 weeks, this is getting serious. But have you actually seen her in person since that first date? Have you escalated things beyond the screen? Texting should be a tool, not the main event. It's for logistics. It's for setting up the next date, where you can actually build a connection in the real world. When you use it as a crutch to simulate a relationship, you're just wasting your own time and emotional energy. You're spinning your wheels on that treadmill, going absolutely nowhere. So how do you get off? You stop running. You use your texts with purpose. Your goal with every text exchange should be to get her off the phone and in front of you. A simple, "Hey, great hearing from you. I'm a little tied up with work right now, but I'd love to continue this conversation in person. Are you free on Thursday?" That one text is more powerful than 100 YD messages. It cuts through the noise, it shows intention, and it gets you off the treadmill and on the path to something real. Now let's talk about you for a second, because this isn't just about her, it's about you. And this constant texting, this waiting, this analyzing, it's destroying your peace of mind. It's like having a leaky faucet in your brain. Drip. Did she read it? Drip. Why hasn't she replied? Drip. Was that emoji weird? Drip. She's online, but she's not answering me. Drip. 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 That constant, low-level anxiety is exhausting. It pulls your focus away from everything else that matters in your life. Your work, your hobbies, your friends, your own personal growth. You become a slave to the notification, a detective trying to decipher the hidden meaning in a K. You're not present in your own life because you're mentally living in her phone. This isn't a healthy way to live, man. A man of high value, a man who is in control of his life, doesn't outsource his emotional state to someone else's reply time. His happiness isn't dependent on a green checkmark. He has an internal sense of worth that isn't shaken by a delayed text. When you stop the constant texting, you turn off that leaky faucet. You reclaim your mental energy. You start focusing on your own mission, on building a life that you are proud of. And ironically, that is the most attractive thing you can possibly do. A woman is drawn to a man who has a strong sense of his own purpose and identity, not a man whose entire emotional state is a fragile house of cards, ready to collapse at the slightest digital breeze. So do yourself a favor. Protect your peace. Put the phone down, go to the gym, read a book, work on your project. Fill your own cup first. When you do that, you'll find that you don't even have time for the anxiety of waiting for a text. And she will feel that solid, unshakable confidence from a mile away. And that brings us to the most important reason of all. By constantly texting her, you are fundamentally preventing a real, genuine connection from ever taking root. Let me give you one last analogy. Imagine the most incredible 5-star gourmet meal. The aroma is tantalizing, it looks like a work of art. Now, imagine trying to experience that meal only by smelling it. You can get a sense of it, you can appreciate some of its qualities, but you are missing the entire, rich, multi-sensory experience. You're missing the texture, the complex flavors, the way it all comes together on your palate. Texting is just the scent of the meal. It's a flat, one-dimensional caricature of real human communication. You can't hear the subtle sarcasm in her tone. You can't see the way her eyes light up when she talks about something she's passionate about. You can't feel the electricity of a casual touch. You can't share a moment of spontaneous, uncontrollable laughter. These are the things that build a real bond. These are the textures and flavors of a relationship. By relying on texting as your primary mode of communication, you are robbing both of you of the opportunity to experience that. You are settling for the scent when you could have the entire feast. True connection happens in shared experiences, in the spaces between the words, in the nonverbal cues that make up the vast majority of human communication. So I'm going to say it one last time. Stop texting her. Not as a game, not as a tactic, but as a strategy for building something real. Use your phone to make plans to see her. And when you are with her, be with her. Be present. Look her in the eye. Listen to her stories. Make her laugh. Create a real-life experience that is so much more vibrant and memorable than anything you could ever type on a tiny screen. That's how you go from being another notification she swipes away to the one person she can't stop thinking about. That's how you build real, lasting attraction. Now put the phone down and go live a life she'll want to be a part of. You've got this. Thanks for watching, and say goodbye, Mr. Nice. See you next time.